Ahrik Харин, he was the backstopper in their 1988 Olympic gold medal victory in Seoul, Korea. Number 4, Cweiba, one to watch for as well. He was at the World Cup in Italy 2 years ago. And watch for number 7, Chernyshев. They call him one of the fastest players in all of the CIS. For the United States, a lineup that is somewhat familiar. Couple of changes. Hugo Perez still recovering from surgery. His spot in the midfield taken by number 2, John Mahalik. And Bruce Murray out of this game due to a red card. His spot up front taken by number 6, Jorge Acosta. Temperatures starting the day in the 70s, but it is dipping quickly, and it could be as low as into the 40s by the end of game time here today. Randy Hunt along with Matt Barr for all the live coverage. We're glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. That's one of the new mascot for the United States World Cup '94. He hasn't got a name yet. They're about to launch a national contest to name the official mascot that will be part of all the massive merchandising that goes along with the World Cup effort in just 2 years from now. This is the first game for the United States since to the World Cup in '94. We're just less than 2 years away. 2 years.
Basically, what used to be the Soviet Union, they'll play the same style of play, and it's a fast transition game, so watch for that.
And we're underway here at Joe Робби Stadium as Desmond Armstrong plays it back to John Doyle. Coming back in.
There's number 11, Kiryakov. Now
Kinnear coming off his first goal for the United States in that mentioned game. Here's Mahalik in the middle now for the U.S. Shot and turned aside by Harrin. And we'll get a corner kick for the United States as John Mahalik unloaded on the veteran keeper for the CIS with a left-footed blast out of mid.
Comes that left-footed shot. Just a blast. He hit a good hard shot, and Harrin had to stretch for it and get his fingertips on it. Knocks it over the top.
Here to the corner kick spot. First good dead ball chance of the game. Into the box, and Jorge Acosta, the speedy forward we spoke of, getting to that ball just a little late as it came out of play. Chernyshев from the 2nd division in what was the Soviet Union, now Russia. A left footer, and this will go far post. Out comes Karin, and he'll grab this. No score. We're in the first half live at Joe Робби Stadium in Miami. Acosta turns for a shot and hit against the Commonwealth of Independent States in their first ever game. Chance from the left side. Lestoff with a move in the box. His right footer is blocked by Dominic Kinnear out of play for a throw in. And I think Rick Davis is back from the bratwurst stand here at Joe Робbi Stadium. Rick, thanks for joining us. We've got our problems worked out, which the CIS is now adopting. Maybe Bora Milutinovic understands all of this. I think I've got it down, but it's very convoluted at times for everyone to understand.
One of the reasons CIS is selling these, well, this last week, both teams have been working through some really vigorous workouts, and they might be still.
The short corner played to Mandreka. Now back in front on the cross. Desmond Armstrong gets up to head this back out for another corner for the CIS.
Not only that, there was one man uncovered in the middle of the box also, and the defense is trying to organize in there a little bit. Now, one of the things they do in this dead ball situation is they'll leave somebody hanging on the far post and run the other guys forward as decoys.
This one this into the offside as well as we get another look at that corner kick opportunity a moment ago.
You want to close down the short corner quick so that you don't have that short little pass where you're putting the...
But the CIS has settled their game somewhat, and it puts some pressure on themselves. But now another turnover. Henderson got it to Ronaldo. Eric still battling for it. Ronaldo's been in the middle of a lot of things, Rick. I'm sure you've seen it from down there for Kuznetsov. He'll push it to the right wing side. Long cross into the penalty area, and Miola gets up at the edge of the 6-yard box and brings that down. A little late getting there, but it comes free to Clavillo. Fernando pushing it ahead to the left side, cleared to the front for Acosta by Mahalik, but that's kicked right back out again for a throw in USA. And Fernando Clavillo, who splits time with the national team and the St. Louis Storm of the Major Soccer League with the throw in. That's over the head of the intended receiver, Winalda. Back to midfield now, and Quinn with his customary ball-winning work, but then a poor pass again as Quinn seems to be off his game just a little bit here in the first half. Cross back through the middle. Great opportunity for Sergeyev, but he couldn't get up high enough to bring in the pass from Kiryakov. And an opportunity goes by the IS.
Kiryakov took the ball to the line, sent it in, and again, you don't want to give opportunities up like that because Sergeyev was right in the middle waiting for it, just couldn't get
to be a little rusty.
This is Kiryakov for the CIS, plays it back to the middle. Piatnitsky turns for a shot after he initially tried to settle it for the drive, and that'll go out of play, and a goal kick for the USA. No score here in Miami. We'll be back on Sports Channel. Played out to the penalty area now. A chance from the left side. Shot knocked down by Miola as Kuznetsov had to deal with a tough ball there, and a defender coming across did well to get that on target.
He really did, and Miola showed why he is arguably the best reaction goalkeeper in the world, because here is a shot in tight right there, and Miola just reacts, knocks it out for a corner.
They play the short corner. It comes to the edge of the box. Back to Chernyshev, and he'll play it out the far side. Goes out, and we'll get a corner kick now here, it seems, for Kiryakov. The bending cross, and a nice idea.
Did that so well that the U.S. had to come up with a way to defense that, and they're trying the offside trap.
CIS with possession in the white. Ball flicked to the right edge. Turn around. Nice play by Sergeyev to get control of that, but Povio. There's Sergeyev there. Now the field spreads. He looks right for Henderson. Pass a little behind him. Chris doing the best he can with it, and it's headed out. Kinnear will try and set it up again back to Quinn. This is Fernando Povio. The native Uruguayan in the middle to Winalda. The Commonwealth with the ball and a chance in the area, and the shot deflects over the net. And a great scoring opportunity for Kiryakov of the CIS as it deflected over the bar. And that's been the best scoring opportunity for both teams.
Well, Sergeyev sets this up by just splitting the pass over there. You see it right there, and then Kiryakov just nails one that goes over the top. Miola fortunately wasn't tested on that one because he didn't get a hand on it.
I'm wondering if the defender coming across just may have touched that enough to deflect it. Hard to tell from that replay. But nonetheless, a great opportunity for the again, and the CIS starting to come on here as we approach the latter stages of the first half.
Now this is the result of passing the ball around maybe about 6-7 times, 6-7 connections on passes right at the top of the box.
Not enough on it. Stolen by Chernyshev. Now played back up for Piatnitsky. Back for Chernyshev. The speedy forward cuts it back through the middle, off the side of the foot of Sergeyev, and that's easily handled by Miola.
Well, that's an example of the transition.
Opportunity late in the first half here for the U.S. Into the box, knocked down by Karin, and he'll smother the rebound. Povio was there.
Best players go when I had games coming up and I needed them to play.
Chernyshev, a nice run to the edge of the boxes. We're late in the first half here, awaiting the whistle from the referee at any moment. Pushed forward again by the CIS. Piatnitsky after it, and this will be USA net. Now here's the free kick. Piatnitsky, and he'll push this one off the right foot way wide, and out of play for a goal kick USA.
Randy, I hadn't seen that type of a tactic on a free kick in a long time. Typically, the defensive team sets up a wall to keep the goalkeeper from having to cover the entire goal. Here, the the CIS players form a little mini.
And the players making their way back out onto the field now. There are the CIS players in their primarily white uniforms coming out for the second half here at Joe Робби in Miami. There's a look at Timo Liakoski, assistant coach for the USA. I'm sure an interesting conversation.
Wonderful place to play. It's such a big field and a good atmosphere because there's really not a bad seat in the house.
And there's, we're only guessing, approximately between 20 and 25,000 on hand here tonight. They had talked going into the game about a pre-sale. The ball gets it back now from Henderson. Bruce Savage, and you talk about a homecoming from nearby Hollywood, Florida, crossing back as the United States has everyone but Winalda back defensively behind the ball. This is Cveiba. Cveiba from the World Cup team in Italy, and a nice turn, and then a blast that hit Marcelo Balboa flushing the side of the head. He's all right as Kinnear tries to win the ball, loses it again. And John Doyle live at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. We played about 5 minutes here in the second half. After the last one here, this is Koryakov and a shot handled by Tony Meola. Mahalik, one touch back to Kinnear. And good pressure. Minus the Baltics makes up what used to be the Soviet Union, playing in their first ever match. First of 2 against the U.S. with round 2 next Sunday in Detroit. And we have a free kick coming up for the United States as you're looking at number up to collect it, but does. Quick pressure, but Henderson trying to put the move on there, lost possession. Now kind of pushes a soft pass toward the front of the box. Quinn settling it for Acosta. Jorge winding up, and the shot is wide. This is down at the other end a moment ago with a chance for Jorge Acosta on a shot from the left side, and he just got a little bit too much underneath this and it went out. Back live in Miami, CIS on the attack. At the edge of the box, Kuznetsov trying in a full international for the United States here tonight. What a success story at the age of 20. Crossed by Savage into the box. Acosta close to it, but unable to find it around a maze of CIS defenders. It comes back to Dmitry Harин in goal for the CIS. He has not been real busy tonight. Neither has Tony Meola, for that matter. There's a look at some of the numbers on Karin. 21 international appearances for him. As we mentioned, most of the lineup for the CIS has not appeared internationally before. In fact, only 2 of the starting 11 had international games of experience coming into this one. Here's an opportunity. A shot saved off the post, and the rebound kicked out as Sergayev unloaded on Tony Meola. Meola getting his body in front of it, and it deflected off the post.
Well, Sergayev really took a hard blast.
Shot.
Well, here it comes again. Watch this shot. A hard left-footed blast that Meola gets his hand on, and then, of course, the post comes there.
Now the corner coming back for the CIS. Still scoreless. We're live in the second half. Meola coming out, and he's got this one. Good. Over to the far side. Comes back through the middle off of Koryakov to Kuznetsov.
Both coaches are awaiting momentarily now to make that substitution. The players have warmed up. They're now actually standing by the sideline waiting to be signaled on the field. That being number 13 for the CIS team, Igor Chuganov, and number 9 for the United States team, Roy Lassiter. Obviously, coach is not happy with what it is that they've seen out there, and they're trying to insert players to maybe give a little bit of an extra lift to their team, to their players, and also specifically maybe even giving assignments to some of these players as they enter the field that they can communicate to the other players.
Rick, do you think the tongue lashing that both teams probably received at halftime had anything to do with the raise in intensity that you see out there?
I think that it did a little bit, certainly for the CIS team. Tongue lashing, I'm sure they got, because this isn't a banner performance by either team. I think that the players tend to react to different types of stimulus. I remember as a player, if somebody yelled at me, it used to kind of make me mad.
So the substitution you saw there by the CIS, number 13, Igor Chugayev coming in for Madriko. And play goes on as
makes its way around the stadium here. One of the important things in terms of Miami, in terms of being a host venue community for the upcoming World Cup, was the ability to mobilize the local soccer community. And this game has certainly demonstrated, just by the sheer numbers of people that are here, that they're well behind the effort here in terms of the soccer as a sport.
Tremendous job by the organizers here as the USA continues to draw large crowds at its international matches. Now a chance for the CIS. Back to the front for Piatnitsky tomorrow at the Silver Dome in Pontiac, Michigan. Clavillo heading this ball in the 18-yard box. Not out of trouble yet. The shot deflected in. Cveiba's shot went in off a defender in front, and it is 1-0 CIS.
Looks like it deflected off Doyle. Here it comes again. Right there. There's a deflection, and Miola's caught wrong-footed, and it goes in the net. Goalkeeper's worst nightmare. And Cveiba, he's one of the most experienced players on the field.
There's the shot by Cveiba, and John Doyle, in fact, trying to clear that, kicks it into his own net. Obviously, no opportunity for Tony Miola there. So, an own goal, if you will, is the difference in this game now as the CIS has taken the lead. Still 22.5 minutes left, however, in the pass. Here's the goal again from Cveiba. And you see the change in direction off John Doyle, completely catching Tony Miola and the rest of the... And Cveiba is one of those from Georgia, as you mentioned, Matt, and also one of the few people on the field who's played against the United States. Here he is again, tackled by Balboa.
Make another substitution, bringing in number 10, a forward, Yuri Nikiforov.
Nikiforov, his first international appearance, and we're comparing their prior appearances to their appearances with the Soviet team, of course. And now the switch as Nikiforov comes on in place of Piatnitsky. This is Mahalik. Look cross far side. Up in the air goes Doyle. Knocks it back through for Kinnear. We're going to get a handball and a penalty kick for
to Kinnear, and Kinnear gets ahead on it. Right there. Drives it down, and of course it was a handball. Now there's a little delay, but all the players are raising their hand, looking for that infraction, looking for the call.
Yeah, a little argument because it clearly did hit the CIS player's hand, and as it was goal bound.
Here's Balboa now on the penalty kick for the United States, and a chance to tie the game. And it's saved by Karin. Balboa goes straight up the middle and low, and Karin stops number 17 and keeps the CIS in the lead.
Well, it looked like Balboa was trying to catch Karin guessing, because Karin made the move, dove, and he put it up the middle, and Karin caught it with his feet and made the great save.
Now an offside flag comes up as the CIS penetrates down at the other end. And what a disappointing missed opportunity as Balboa's penalty kick is stopped. We'll take a break and come back on Sports Channel. Here's another look at the penalty kick by Balboa as he goes right-footed low. And I'm wondering, Rick, down in the field there near the USA bench, was there any discussion that Balboa maybe should not have taken that because he was hurt earlier?
Well, Randy, obviously hindsight will tell us that that probably should have been the case because he was injured in a very dangerous...
Randy Hahn along with Matt Barr and Rick Davis back live at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. The CIS with a 1-0 lead, and on the attack again. The header off the post. It hit Miola. This game.
Here it comes again. Number 10, Nikiforov, sends the ball across. Kiryakov has a good header, gets up really high, drives it to the far post. Unfortunately for him, it hits the post. Fortunately for a goalkeeper.
University. Back the other way come the Commonwealth. Kiryakov into the box again. This time get it back here as we have some work being done on number 13 for the Commonwealth. Chagainov getting a rub over on the near sideline here. There you see Chachabin Tadadzi, that is.
Yeah, Randy, actually it is Hadadzi. It's a fatigue injury. He came over. It looks like he's either having cramp problems or...
Now as we're down under 7 minutes. Doyle up to knock it out. The shot from outside the area deflects once more, and Miola had visions of the last one that went in. We pause with a goal kick coming up. It's 1-0. CI's here as we're down under 5 minutes. Kinnear into the box, off the head of Clavillo, right at the top of the bar, and pushed over. And some behind.
Just that challenge alone got the corner kick.
There's another corner, and up in the air went Doyle. It was knocked away. Quinn on the rebound, and that's way too high.
Well, here it comes again. Clavillo gets the head on it. Now watch Lassiter challenge the keeper and force him to knock it over the net.
Some cool play by Karin, the CIS keeper, as Clavillo hit that ball so high with his head right there, and it just took a looping arc, and I thought it was going to go over, and it was very close to going in. Karin perfectly measuring that push of the ball over the crossbar. There. Poor throw by Kinnear, and now he kicks it back to the front of the box for Henderson. Second time around, he'll knock it through. Cvejba up in the air, clears that one away. Now the loose ball on the near side as we come down under 3 minutes. And Clavillo will let it roll out for the throw-in. Far side, Doyle up there. Let's knock back the other way. Push to the right side. This is Sugainov. He has room, measures it. Not sure if that was... So the corner kick now for the CIS. Curled to the middle. Miola up. Bobbling it. A whistle inside the area. And it's played back out. Play here by the USA in the final couple of minutes. Now Quinn, a nice ball back through the middle. And kicked ours Milky Way bar. World Series of Soccer MVPs are number 4 for the CIS, Ahrik Cveiba, the defender who scored the goal on the deflection. Did a good job there, but he's been harassing